Alright you guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to upgrade the storage in your M4 Mac Mini from 256 to 1TB or 2TB if you have the base M4. If you have the M4 Pro, you can go all the way up to 8TB, I believe. The SSD we're going to be using today is from DeepC. This one specifically is the 1TB for the base M4. It is really simple, really easy, and I'm going to walk you guys through it step by step. But before we begin swapping out the SSD from the base 256 to the 1TB one I have here, what we need to do is we need to do a time machine backup so we don't lose our data. If you don't care about losing your data, then you don't have to do a time machine backup, but for me, I'm going to do a time machine backup just to be safe. As you can see, we're currently backing up our M4 Mac Mini using time machine so we don't lose our data. Alright, now that the time machine backup has finished, we're now going to open the Blackmagic disk utility to see how fast our read and write speeds are on the stock SSD. Alright, so on this stock 256GB SSD from Apple directly, we're getting between 2700 and 3000 megabytes per second read and about 1700 to 1900 megabytes per second write. Pretty good. We're going to compare that to the 1TB DeepC SSD at the end of the video. Alright, we're now here over at the desk. We've got the M4 Mac Mini all unplugged and it's flipped over on its back. Now we need to enter through the bottom, so I'm going to be using my iFixit Jimmy tool as well as the spudger to create a gap to get that bottom cover off. The only thing you need to pay attention to is around the power button. There is a very fragile cable there connecting the power button to the computer. If you damage that cable, you are going to lose functionality of your power button, and that's really bad. So obviously you need to be very careful around that power button. But anyway, stick your Jimmy in and then stick your spudger in to avoid any scratches on your Mac Mini. You're going to work your way around and undo the 4 clips in the corners of the bottom cover. Once you release those 4 clips, the bottom cover should remove very easily. Now that you've got the bottom cover off, just put it to the side. Make sure the power button cable has some slack to avoid damaging it. But as you can see now, we have a big metal plate that we need to remove. You need to remove the 8 T5 screws from this metal plate in order to remove it from the Mac Mini. Once you have those screws removed, that plate should then lift up and you can put it to the side with the bottom cover, and that'll give you some extra slack on that power button. Just be careful with the cable that's connected to the bottom of that metal plate. Once you remove the metal plate, all you need to do is remove the 2 T3 and 2 T5 screws from the fan assembly and get the fan out of there. Once you have the fan removed, just put it over to the opposite side of the bottom cover and the metal plate, and you will need a T8 screwdriver in order to remove the screw holding in the SSD. Once you have the screw removed from the SSD, you can use the other end of your spudger to stick in that little hole in the SSD in order to pull it out. It is pretty hard to get out by hand, so I would recommend using the spudger. Just don't be like me and chip the corner of your stock Apple SSD. Alright, once you have your stock SSD removed from the slot, you can then grab your new SSD, whether it be 1TB, 2TB, 4TB, whatever it is. And you're going to grab your new SSD and you're going to place it into the slot where the stock one was. Make sure it is fully seated in there and completely plugged in to avoid putting it all back together and not being able to boot up. Just make sure it's in the slot firmly before you continue. Once you place the new SSD in the slot, you can then reattach the T8 screw used to hold it in place. Make sure it all goes in smoothly and screws in easily. Once you put the T8 screw back holding in the SSD, you can then put the fan back in and reinsert the 2 T5 screws as well as the smaller 2 T3 screws. Once you have the fan reinstalled, you can then reinstall the metal plate. Make sure it's all in place and the screw holes are lined up. Once you have it all lined up, you can reinsert the 8 T5 screws used to hold it in place. quick, I just did want to mention I do have an Amazon storefront link down below that you can check out and see the products I use every day and would recommend to you. I have a lot of cool gear on there, a lot of stuff that you guys would enjoy if you enjoy these kind of videos. Also in the description, I have individual links to all the items I use to make these videos, as well as just normal items I use in my desk setup. I've separated everything into categories to make it easy for you guys to find what you need. Anything you purchase, I will earn a small commission, but the product will not cost you anything extra. So whether you go check out my Amazon storefront or you purchase something via the links down in the description, your support is greatly appreciated. Now let's get back to the video. Once the metal plate is back in and you have all 8 T5 screws in, you can then place the bottom cover back on the bottom of the Mac Mini and make sure all 4 clips are fully secured in and it's flush with the bottom of the Mac Mini. Alright, now that everything is screwed in and all put back together with our new 1TB SSD installed, we now need to perform a DFU Restore using another Mac. So for this, you're going to need a USB-C cable and you're going to need to plug it into the middle Thunderbolt port on the back of the Mac Mini M4. That is the DFU Restore port for the Mac Mini M4, so make sure you plug your USB-C cable into the middle Thunderbolt port on the back, as you can see here. We are now ready to perform a DFU Restore on our M4 Mac Mini, but first we need to put it in DFU mode. To do that, while holding down the power button, you're going to plug it into power and you will see the light on the front is going to SOS flash amber, and that's how you know you're in DFU mode, ready to do a DFU Restore on your other Mac. Alright, so once you're in Apple Configurator 2, it is going to recognize your Mac in DFU mode, and all we need to do is right click, click Restore, and that's going to download the latest version of macOS supported for our Mac, which in this case is macOS 26 Tahoe. It's going to download the latest version of Tahoe, and once it's downloaded, it's then going to install it onto our blank SSD. Once it begins installing, the light will stop flashing amber and go white again. If you have it plugged into a display while it's doing this, it should then pop up with an Apple logo and a Restore progress bar. As long as you see the Apple logo on screen, you know you're good to go. But keep it connected to your second Mac, obviously, throughout this entire Restore process. Alright, now some time has passed. I've jumped to the macOS Golden Gate 27 beta, and we are now restoring from our Time Machine backup we did in the beginning of the video. Once this is done, we'll be at the desktop where we can then run the Disk Magic speed test and see if our numbers line up with the stock SSD. Alright, and here we are at the desktop, and if we click the Apple logo and we go to About This Mac, then we go to More Info. As you can see, it no longer says 256 gigabytes. We now have 1 terabyte installed on our base model M4 Mac Mini. This is incredible. It's so easy. All you need is some pry tools and 3 different screwdrivers to get this job done, and it only takes about a half hour. But now, as promised, let's run that disk speed test and see how it compares to the base 256 gig Apple SSD. And as you can see, we're running the test now, and the numbers are very similar, if not just a tiny bit faster than the stock Apple SSD. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you upgrade your SSD in your M4 Mac Mini to 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes, 4 terabytes, or even 8 terabytes. I'll have links to all the SSDs for the base M4 as well as the M4 Pro down in the description. If you guys purchase any of those SSDs for your M4 Mac Mini, I will earn a small commission, but the SSD will not cost you anything extra, and it is a way of supporting me and the channel and my ability to keep creating crazy videos like this for you guys. But I'm pretty happy with the jump I made all the way from 256 to 1 terabyte. But yeah, guys, it's really simple, really easy. All you need is 3 different screwdrivers and some pry tools to get that bottom cover off, and then you're good to go. If you learned something, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future, and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you guys are going to do this to your M4 Mac Mini. And with that being said, I'll see you guys later.